harvest coffee with my family in our coffee plantation where there's no electricity for some weeks. And these were changes that made me live without internet, without television, without electricity, just because we have to live and work in our coffee plantation to make some money and make your coffee. So we go there for a few weeks every year. That day we arrived at night because my father had to do some things in his other jobs he does in our town. But luckily, in these years we have some solar panels which give us a little light at night these years. But before we had to use candles. And these were my things. My family always says that I carry a lot of unnecessary things, but most of those things were clothes that now that I'm trying to remember, I didn't use it, so maybe it's true. And because there are no stores there, we bought this before going.
That's pretty good.
The problem is that if I don't control myself, I could finish everything in just one day. We ate chuchitos that are made of corn dough. I don't know how to say it, but it's made with tomato sauce and also chicken. Before I used to like spicy, but now that I have stomach problems, I can't eat many things. And my father was eating a tamal. The difference is that the tamal is made of rice and the chuchito is made of corn dough. After dinner, while walking around, I found a necklace. This was proof that someone was around our house while we were not there. A thief, someone was looking for something. But there are also people who work with us, and probably some of them forgot that necklace. After I finished making my bed, I was finally able to sleep listening to the crickets, the wolves, I'm just kidding. But luckily I had my cell phone that I couldn't use for a long time because the battery. The next morning I was able to see the beautiful landscape with the birds singing and the crickets. No, the crickets sound at night, right? Sorry. And because we also have other small coffee plantation plots, lands, I don't know how to say it, 5 or 10 minutes away from there. That's why my father needs to use the car to bring the coffee from there. But before, my father had to take our coffee to our town, and there we used to wash and dry it. But years ago, someone sold us that house, and finally, my father doesn't have to travel and take the coffee to our town because we can work everything there, and because there is more space and it's easier to drive. But that first morning, I got up very early because I slept early. And maybe that's why in my house in the town, I get up late. Not so late, I don't want you to think that I'm lazy. And there my father went to bring the coffee that people who work with us collect in our other coffee fields. That time my younger brother and my older brother were also working with us. Years ago, we used to have our coffee plantation in other place, which is 2 hours from my town, and there we did have electricity and many houses around and even a supermarket right in front of our previous house. The disadvantage for us living there is that we didn't have much coffee there, the space was smaller, and for that reason we bought that house in the forest. Even though there's no electricity, we have more space to harvest coffee, and it's only an hour far from my town, so we can travel more easily. And then we started assembling the pulping machine or the peeling machine of coffee. My parents were doing it, my brothers, because I was just walking around, because I think you saw it in this video. But I always try to help them, so don't worry.
Nope.
My father came back with coffee that the people who work with us help us to pick from the coffee plants. What we have to do is to put it in the machine, and that's how the process of removing the coffee beans or peeling the coffee beans starts. We also use this, and this is how this story begins.